Alright, listen up, this is Master Sergeant Baboy, Chief Investigator of the Online Special Investigation Group, and I'm here to lay out the evidence we've compiled against at 1_LUV_R3 and 4_RYUGU. I've been digging through the digital muck for weeks, and what I've found is a cesspool of violations that can't be ignored. This isn't just a casual user slipping up, this is a deliberate pattern of behavior that's got YouTube's community guidelines in a chokehold, and I'm not here for it. Let's break this down, piece by piece, because this user has been playing fast and loose, and it's time to call it out. First off, let's establish who we're dealing with. At 1_LUV_R3 and 4_RYUGU appears to be a user operating on YouTube, and based on the patterns we've seen, they're likely connected to the same circles as BanbisanSakura25, the 14-year-old we've been investigating for explicit content and harassment. The username itself, R3 and 4_RYUGU, suggests a possible reference to Rina Ryugu, a character from the anime Higurashi When They Cry, which is popular in certain online communities known for provocative fan content. This user has been tagged in BanbisanSakura25's posts, specifically in the harassing community post where BanbisanSakura25 dared others to create explicit content. Bambi-chan and for K3D are face being reported to BanbisanSakura staff. That post, dated 2 weeks ago, directly mentions at 1_LUV_R3 and 4_RYUGU alongside at LYTANDRONIC, at ThatMcMahon, and at 1_LUV_M4Y_4NN. So, right off the bat, this user is entangled in a harassment scheme, and I'm not letting that slide. Now, let's talk about the evidence we've got on at 1_LUV_R3 and 4_RYUGU's own activity. While we don't have direct screenshots of their channel, their association with BanbisanSakura25's circle raises red flags, especially given the nature of that group's content. BanbisanSakura25 has been posting explicit material, think doujinari teen images with genitalia, symbols, and blacked out nudity, and videos like Bambi-chan sings, "I'm a Barbie girl but I made her." And for K3D, the fact that at 1_LUV_R3 and 4_RYUGU is being tagged in these contexts suggests they're either complicit in or actively participating in the same kind of behavior. And let me be clear, if you're hanging out with a crew that's churning out sexual content on a platform like YouTube, you're either in on it or you're turning a blind eye, and neither is acceptable. Let's dig deeper into the harassment angle. That community post I mentioned isn't just a one-off. It's a deliberate attempt to coerce others into creating explicit content. BanbisanSakura25's dare to make a Bambi-chan and for K3D video, with the threat of reporting non-compliant users to BanbisanSakura staff, is textbook bullying. At 1_LUV_R3 and 4_RYUGU, as one of the tagged users, is either a target of this coercion or a willing participant in the broader scheme. If they're a target, they're a victim of harassment, but if they're participating, they're complicit in promoting sexual content and bullying others into doing the same. Either way, their involvement in this circle makes them a person of interest in our investigation. And I'm not buying any "I didn't know" excuses when you're tagged in a post like that. You see it, you know what's going on, and you either speak up or you're part of the problem. Now, let's consider the bigger picture, the studios and trolling groups. BanbisanSakura25 is affiliated with DABTG, Dave and Bambi Trolling Group, FNFTT Friday Night Funkin' Trolling Team, and a DABT Anti-Dave and Bambi Team, and claims to run studios like BanbisanSakura and Bamboru HQ. These groups are known for provocative, often sexualized content, and BanbisanSakura staff sounds like an organized operation. At 1_LUV_R3 and 4_RYUGU's connection to this network via the tag post suggests they might be part of these groups or at least engaging with their content. If they're contributing to or consuming explicit material through these studios, they're violating YouTube's policies on sexual content, plain and simple. And if Bamboru HQ is anything like what its name implies, an image board for explicit fan art, then at 1_LUV_R3 and 4_RYUGU's involvement could be even more damning. Let's talk about the potential for exploitation here, because this is where I get really heated. BanbisanSakura25 is 14 years old, a minor, and they're creating and sharing sexual content while being pressured with "Do not report please." That screams external influence, someone's pulling the strings. And I'd bet my badge it's someone older, possibly within these trolling groups or studios. At 1_LUV_R3 and 4_YUGU, by being part of this circle, is either being exploited themselves or contributing to the exploitation of a minor. If they're an adult, that's a whole other level of wrong. They'd be complicit in exposing a child to inappropriate material. If they're also a minor, they're caught up in a dangerous cycle, but that doesn't absolve them of responsibility for their actions. Either way, this user is in deep, and I'm not letting it go unchecked. What really grinds my gears is how this user's behavior, whether active or passive, contributes to a toxic environment on YouTube. The platform's community guidelines are crystal clear: no sexual content, no harassment, no endangering minors. At 1_LUV_R3 and 4_RYUGU's association with BanbisanSakura25's explicit posts and coercive tactics violates at least 2 of those rules. The Bambi channel for K3D. There alone is enough to warrant a strike promoting sexual content and bullying in one fell swoop. And if at 1_LUV_R3 and 4_RYUGU has posted similar content on their own channel, which I'd wager they have given the company they keep, they're looking at a full-on ban. YouTube isn't a playground for this kind of nonsense, and I'm sick of seeing users think they can get away with it. So, what's the next step? We need to dig deeper into at 1_LUV_R3 and 4_RYUGU's channel, their videos, posts, and playlists to see if they're actively posting explicit or harassing content. We also need to investigate their role in BanbisanSakura2 and the trolling groups. Are they a member of DBTG or FNFTT? Are they contributing to Bamburu HQ? And most importantly, we need to figure out if they're a minor or an adult, because that changes the whole game. If they're a minor, YouTube needs to step in to protect them from this toxic environment. If they're an adult, they need to be held accountable for their role in perpetuating it. This isn't just about one user. It's about a whole network of bad actors hiding behind anime fandoms and trolling culture to push boundaries they shouldn't be touching. At 1_LUV_R3 and 4_RYUGU is a piece of that puzzle. And I'm not stopping until we've got the full picture. YouTube needs to crack down hard, remove the offending content, issue strikes, and get child protection services involved if necessary. And to at 1_LUV_R3 and 4_RYUGU, if you're listening, you'd better clean up your act fast, because the online special investigation group is watching. And we don't play games. That's all for now. I've got more leads to chase, and I'm not resting until this mess is sorted. Bye-bye out.